So a few years ago, probably 5 years ago, I had the opportunity to have ankle surgery. And the reason I say opportunity is because I had put it off for about 20 years. And I finally got to a place, so I'm going to get settled here. I finally got to a time where I'm like, I just have to have this done. I had broken my ankle about 20 years before that. All the nonsense of having an injury in college, and anyway, finally got around to finding a specialist. There was way more damage done, having done it 20 years later, than I had planned on, but it was working. So I had this great ankle surgery, had the best surgeon in Utah do it. It turned out really, really well. And you know how like after you have a surgery, maybe you haven't experienced it personally, but you start with that big old nasty heavy cast, right? And it's heavy and awkward and clunky and not pretty. And then you finally graduate to the boot. It's like plastic and Velcro, and it's probably a little lighter than a cast. It's sexier than a cast. It comes off so your foot can breathe. But then I had this beautiful boot, and I was so excited because I could finally have some more mobility. So that's been 5 years. And 3 days ago, I threw away my boot. I had kept it for 5 years. Every time I would go into my closet, and there's all these, there's of course the paperwork and different things like that. There's the mementos and the things that are personal nature. And then here sits this big old boot. I have tried to throw it away 3 or 4 times and couldn't quite do it. And I don't know exactly what that's about, but it got me thinking, what else am I hanging on to? What else is it that I needed at one point, served me really well at one point, and even though I've completely outgrown its usefulness, it still hangs out. I still care for it. It still has a space in my heart. It still has a space in my physical locale. I still hang on. I don't use it. It doesn't serve me. It serves absolutely no purpose other than every time I see it, I think, my gosh, I waited a long time to get that surgery. Oh my gosh, it took me a long time to heal. Oh my gosh, I should just throw that away. Why can't I just throw that away? So I finally did it. So I'm going to ask you right now. I'm hanging out here at the Utah Leading Ladies. I just got done networking. I apologize for that. I'm hanging out at a hotel. My name is Amber Griffiths with Your Brand by Design, and I'm a brand strategist. And I'm here to tell you right now, I can almost guarantee you there's something you are hanging on to that you got, you created it, you're really attached to it because it serves such an amazing need when you started it. Maybe it's a newsletter. Maybe it's a networking group that it was really good for you 5 years ago when you first started it, but now you're like, hey Sarah, how's the other side of the ocean treating you? I can't wait to see you next month. I would almost guarantee you, if you were to go through everything you have in your business, everything you have in your brand, whether that's a marketing tool that you no longer use, or that you still send out even though you're like, really, there's nothing to say and nobody opens it, but I'm going to continue to send it out because somebody said I should, always send it out. Maybe it's a networking group, maybe it's a client, maybe it's a partner, maybe it's something as simple as this is a brochure that just doesn't work anymore. There's no reason to have it. Maybe it's an entire Facebook page that you still have, it doesn't work, it's not making you money, it's not bringing you joy, and yet there it sits, and you can't quite make yourself hit that delete button. Does that sound familiar? I will tell you a couple of things about that. One, it's holding you back in ways you can't even imagine. In part because of that energy drain of, oh my gosh, I should do this. Oh my gosh, I should update that. Oh wow, I still have to do that. Even though there's no money at the end of that, there's no joy at the other end of that. It's holding you back in part because if anybody happens upon it, if anybody sees it, they're like, what the heck is that? Why does she still have that? Why does she still employ that, use that, send that out when it doesn't have her current message, it doesn't have her current brand, it doesn't have a current photo? People, update your photos on your business cards and all across the board. There are things about it that not only detract you energy-wise, but they're actually disconnecting you from your people. They are creating this awkward, what? Kind of thing when ever anybody sees something that is no longer a part of what you're using, something that you have are serving you. So I challenge you today, look through. Maybe it's an old verbiage. Maybe you have spent so many years talking about yourself in a certain way. So for example, I used to say joy a lot. Like, it's got to bring you joy, it's got to bring you joy. I bring you joy. And I recently shifted to thrill because it's more my word. And even though joy, and you heard me before, like it's kind of this habit, like occasionally joy sleeps back into my vocabulary. but I'm more about the thrill of things. It's my word that suits me now. Look through your vocabulary, look through your photos, look through everything you have in your business and your brand, the people, the messaging, the pieces, and see what is worth keeping, see what's worth updating so that it still serves you and with a new fresher face on it, with a new fresher message, and see what just needs to be thrown, needs to have the delete. It doesn't get to have any more of your energy, any more of your time, any more of your brand associated with it. You will move forward in leaps and bounds. If you are having a hard time figuring out what that could be, ask someone surrounding you. Ask part of your tribe. Get a coach, get a mentor. Somebody out there has seen it and knows it's not serving you anymore. Get some support. Let go of it. And here's the really great news. You get to decide. And when you're ready, hit delete. If you have any other concerns about branding and how to create a strategy that really moves you forward in the new year with the fabulous and amazing you that you already are, catch me again next Thursday. I'm going to be here Facebook Live, 12 o'clock Mountain Time. And until then, rock on.